Where do you see yourself and FILMLAB in 5 years?
Hollywood. We're all famous and rich. I feel like I live in a movie every day.
Awesome.
When you're just starting out, you want to do everything, but this is not the way to do it. You need your people, you need good people, and you need to know where to get them and how can someone bring value. Like if I get...
Sorry, let me stop you there. Like Andy Warhol, if you Google like young Andy Warhol and you put that next to like a picture of you from set, it's like strikingly similar.
And that's
Was
the
this
thing.
planned? Like
as an artist, you kind of usually know when someone is good and when they are worth your time, and they can see it from you as well. You do need to be a business person on top of an artist. Like I said, I'm quite good at representing what we do. That's my strength. You can't really make things unless you've experienced them. Ultimately, some of the best things come from your insecurities or you being vulnerable.
Awesome.
You would be so cool if you wore this the whole time. Maybe we want to see your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's
It's
more
more
engaging.
personal. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Are we rolling?
We're rolling. Yes.
Okay. So Jirko, this is super exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting. I love to be. Well, I'm still on the same side, but in the different role now. Yes.
Yeah, we're doing a little swap. So you're normally the podcast host of this podcast, right?
Yes.
And I'm just invited to interview you.
That is the epitome of my career so far. Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited.
But this is super exciting because you're obviously the co-founder of FILMLAB, which is a media company, award-winning now.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, like we discussed this, we're a film production company essentially, yes, but we do produce all sorts of media. The podcast being one of them. And yeah, we make short films. We want to make our first feature. Yeah, we're trying to get everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes. And the award, yes, we have won a few, which is the best thing. Obviously, you need to be awarded for what you do, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's so much I want to dig into because I know you also traveled to 76 countries. You obviously have started your own film festival now.
Yes.
You've had a screening in Barcelona just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. The first question to kind of new viewers who maybe don't know what FILMLAB is. What is FILMLAB?
Well, like I said, the proper answer would be we're a film/media production company, founded in 2022. But essentially, we're a group of hardworking people. We're friends, and we want to make good art. We want to make good films. So far, we've done short films. This podcast is sort of a newer project of ours. Yeah, we're based in London. We do lots of things, but we are a group of friends that just wants to make things together, essentially. We're a collaborative company more than anything else. Yes.
When did it get started? Like what year?
It is 2022. We'll probably talk about the early steps later on, but essentially, I joined, early 2022. Obviously, the idea of the company was there for a lot longer, but that's when I joined, and obviously made everything so much better.
Of course.
Yes.
And what role do you naturally play, like compared to Joel, who's also the founder of FILMLAB?
Well, I'm very good at talking about the company, about myself, about the things we do. So I think I've kind of taken that role quite naturally. In the beginning, I was an actor. Even before that, I was just the one holding the mic, just taking care of things on set. I still do that. Like I'm sometimes a producer, sometimes I act in the films. Now my role is to be the host of the podcast, or I do take care of our film festival. Yes, that's my main priority right now. That's the only day-to-day thing I work on at the moment. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I want to dig into the film festival as
Yes,
well.
it's so exciting, honestly. It's like basically we'll just live through the summer and then we're right there. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
When would you say it stopped feeling like kind of this hobby thing and more started to drift towards something more serious and an actual production company?
Well, I have to say, for me, when I met the crew, Joel in particular, I approach it because when I met him for the first time, we were already working on something. So I had I had established a professional mindset. Like I think I was acting quite in a professional manner. So I think we established it right from the start. But obviously, as the roles have changed, that's what happens in a business. We've had people kind of not come and go per se, but we've taken responsibilities in things that we're good at. And like I said, I'm quite good at representing what we do. Yeah, I'd say that's my strength. And Joel's an amazing director, and he essentially makes everything come alive. Like, he's the main force of all this. So yeah, how did we become sort of more established? I think it just happened over time. We did start from a very strong mindset of us wanting to do this. I guess in that sense, you could say it was from the beginning. But how did it, like, we had the company finally established and founded, in 2022. And that's when you have to think about money, taxes, these sort of things that go into having a business. Right. So yeah, I'd say that's also when we got into it, like, full on.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I always see you as like kind of the talker of the company. I see you doing the podcast. I've attended several screenings of FilmLab.
Yeah.
In London.
They really love to have me talk on this, which I don't mind. I have to say, the first time I did it, like, obviously you get used to things with time. I wouldn't even say I'm like most. It didn't feel natural at first when I first started working in art, to kind of have to promote myself, but you get used to it, and then at some point you kind of start liking it, even if you were kind of hesitant about it.
Yeah,
like, definitely it is something I do enjoy thoroughly. Like, I'll be hosting the film festival that we're gonna have, and there's lots of reasons why I like it. But obviously, when you connect with people, that's why I also like doing these podcasts, because it's fun to talk about why people are doing what they do, and of course it's fun to answer to these questions as well, because you have to know why you're doing these things. And of course, when I talk about the company, and I need to know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I feel like it comes very natural to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's practice. I can say it is practice more than anything else.
Yeah,
like, you have to know what you talk about to some extent. You can always act, but it's good to you have to have that ambition as well, to get to a level of where you can confidently say without having to think too much.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest lesson in this journey so far for you personally?
I have to say it's both in professional life and everything else, friendships, anything beyond that, any relationship. You need people that have ambition and they want to do things. Like, it sounds like such a simple thing. But in all fairness, that's all that keeps you going. Like, if you might have so many opportunities, but if you don't have... If you followed FilmLab for a while, you've noticed one thing. We like experimenting. And our next biggest, probably, experiment is going to be our International Film Festival, FILMLAB Film Festival. We're going to have this on the 2nd of September in London, Art House Crouch End. We're going to bring together filmmakers, creatives. Things that we've done in the past have all brought us to this point now. We want to celebrate art from our fellow creatives, and we hope to see you there as well. Tickets you can get from the link in our bio, and we do hope to see you there to celebrate this next chapter in our filmmaking journey. See you there. Any interest in doing these? Any willpower, no ambition? I don't know how you're gonna... You can have lots of ambition even, but you don't know what to do with it. You have to have people in your team or in your life generally that want to do things. Like, if it's not about work, if you're the kind of person that likes to, go out, do things, enjoy life on a level, like, get outside the house, you're not going to be happy if everyone that's in your life is the opposite. You need to find your people. Yeah. And I think in business life, sometimes you have to let go of an idea of someone, because you might love them as a person, but they just don't kind of deliver. And unfortunately, especially when there's the project's timelines, money involved, you just have to... That I'd say is the biggest lesson. Yeah. And also, it's not so often personal. That's the other thing I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And also, another a little bit deeper question. What has surprised you like the most in this journey so far?
I have to say, time goes by so fast. I can't believe that it's been 4 years since I've been involved in what FilmLab does. Like, what have I done in that time in my own life, and how much the company has grown. Like, we started with essentially not nothing, but not much either. And now we have lots of people to work with, people that are also reaching out to work with us, which obviously when you're trying to find a company, when you're trying to make it work, that's one of the first things you worry about. Like, it's not just you reaching out, you also need people to show interest to what you do. That's definitely the biggest thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you're starting off with a really low budget,
Yeah.
you're kind of riding on that people power,
Mm-hmm.
like those friends and those connections, and that's what builds it up, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you also work in media. You've done that for years, and I'm assuming you've had sort of a similar journey also with the ambition, and you need people that will work with you to get to a goal. Like, you can't make anything work if there's sort of not freeloaders, but there's someone that is just not willing to put in the work. I think it's such an easy thing to say, and I think you hear it a lot. But essentially, that is the key point of being successful.
Yeah.
You just have to surround yourself with doers, not sayers.
Yeah. And another thing is it's very motivational as well, right? To surround yourself with people, because if you're alone in a team, it's not really a team.
It's
and
not a team, no.
You wake up, you
Yeah.
need a push every now and then. And if you have people who kind of rely on you and also believe in the same thing that you do, then that builds up.
I'd say the idea of FilmLab is essentially that. Like, I personally, this is not necessarily what the company would think, but I don't think you can do anything alone ever, fully at least. Like, you do need someone's support. Even if your business, what you do is alone, I think the mindset of having to do everything alone is just the wrong one. That's why I've shifted my career ambitions a few times, because I've understood, finding, again, it's about finding people, and what are the opportunities that you get. You kind of have to go where you can become something bigger, like flourish.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now I want to get to the award, because you guys won an award in New York, right?
Yes, we had her short film win an award. One from our team went to actually check it out. Yeah,
Pick it up.
Yeah. And obviously we want to become bigger. We want to find, when you create art, when you make films, whatever it is that you do, of course you want to be recognized. It is a sense of pride as well, but eventually you're going forward with what you're doing. So these awards do serve a purpose. It's not the only acknowledgement from anyone that we sort of certainly are looking for, but of course it does give us so much power, and we are always grateful. And that's exactly, again, the reason why we want to be able to give kind of acknowledgement to other film companies and their projects, because it does really push you forward, and it does make you, it is another source of inspiration, actually. Because when you go to these events, when you win awards, then there's going to be people that not only compliment you, they might give you feedback. You meet people that might be your future contacts. That's the reason why these things are so important. And we're very blessed that we got to go and get the award, definitely.
Yes. What was it called?
The New York Film Festival. That must be a word missing now. New York Film Festival.
Yeah, can't keep track anymore.
That's there's the official name must have something else. Yes, but
yeah.
Of course, we make films to be seen by others.
Yeah, another kind of checkpoint that motivates you more, I must assume. Have you ever thought of having your own award, by the way? Like, you have this film festival kind of starting to create now.
Yeah, well, we are gonna award people for their work. The name of the award, it's FILMLAB International Film Festival. So it needs to kind of represent also, our team is so diverse. I think the award itself has to be related to that. It needs to be meaningful to everyone. Like the way how the film festival is gonna go is gonna be that we award film from different categories, and of course there is an award in that sense, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like we'll have to see how it would look like.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you enter like the film festival if you're having a movie?
You can submit the film through Film Freeway. That's the way how a filmmaker would submit their film. That's kind of the main way. We've had people submitting their films by email, which is completely fine. We are whilst now as we're sort of in the last days of the early submissions, and we have a few more months for the submission period. And of course, during that time, we are also actively trying to find films that could be a good fit for this. We want to invite everyone, and I think it's partly our job as well to try and get people on board and maybe see if they're interested in showcasing their work. Because again, we're not doing this for ourselves, we're doing it for someone else, and it doesn't benefit us if we can't get possibly insane work in front of the eyes of others. And that's why we're doing it, for the only reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you reaching out to films as well, or is it just
that's
submissions?
definitely it is part of from a business perspective. You do have to do that. You can't only rely on the website or just social media. You do kind of have to. Ultimately, most people make films out of topics that are very personal to them, and we have to understand that there's always a person behind everyone that is making these projects. Sometimes someone is looking for a very different approach. Someone might not like just being one of the many, which they are never, but they might feel like this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When you're trying to bring people together, you have to give them this sense of exclusivity.
Yeah.
So definitely, we do reach out to people in as many ways as we can.
Yeah. And in terms of films, what's the favorite film that you guys have created? Like your personal favorite pick? And it's okay if you're in it.
Yeah, well, I thought you were gonna ask this. So, obviously, the first film that we made, Kidnapped, the first film that I was in, it will always be
the one.
Yeah, like it's first of all, it looks amazing. It's an insanely beautiful film, and then to think we did that as our like full-on first short film, and it's been recognized by a lot like other people in the industry for how beautiful and like good it is. Like, let me just put it out there. And of course also it brought me to this industry. It is the reason why I'm here today. Even I wouldn't, if I had not met Joel, the director, at that point, like I don't know how I would I have known that I can do something in the industry. Even I do have to say one of our latest films, Last Place on Earth, that is the award-winning film.
Yeah.
And it has, again, given us a different kind of audience. Like people that maybe just didn't happen to know about Kidnap, now they know about this one. We also had a really talented crew, people that also could kind of, bring something from what they've done in the past to the film and make it bigger. That's definitely my other favorite.
Yeah, it looked amazing. What is each about of those two? You had your first one.
Kidnap is about, well, it is, I'd say, obsession. Kind of the character I play has had lots of troubles in his life and is sort of taking a revenge. And we have brought sort of a supernatural aspect to it with the character called Death. Obviously, you have to go and watch it. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's it makes sense once you see it. But it's Kidnap. What could it be about? What do you think it could be about? Someone kidnapped someone.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about kidnapping, but there's a much deeper meaning to it.
You remember the screening event? It's terrifying, actually, in a sense. Look at yourself. Again, that was the first time I had a room full of people that were all there for our project, and of which I'm a part of. It is so scary. Like, I wonder if you ever kind of get used to it. I think a bit of sort of excitement, a bit of, not probably terrified, but like there's a word for it. So when you're, I think tells that it shows that you care about it when you're a bit kind of careful with your mind. And that happens every time we do anything, like whether it's a screening or we film something new. Even yesterday we did something, and I can always say, like, I want to tell myself I care about it, and that's why I feel this way. Like, I feel this sort of excitement that you just can't. Yeah.
How can you like get access to FilmLab's events and screenings?
It's so easy. It's so easy.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, like, obviously our events, they're like social media, wherever we are on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and such. You can always find the links there. We're also the kind of, like I said, we reach out to people ourselves. We love when people reach out to us. If there's someone that would like to work with us, for example, we're so open to people having they coming to us and just telling us what they might think could be good. And the events, we do try and proactively promote them as well. We do as much as we can. We have a beautiful website. We try our best to bring people.
Awesome. And I think you can watch a couple of the films on YouTube as well, right?
Yes, obviously. We also submit our works to festivals, like, obviously, as we've won awards for them. There's certain rules about how we can publish films, but the ones that are kind of out there, yes, you can see them on YouTube.
Awesome.
And also we do shorts, all this kind of stuff.
Okay, personal question more. What's your favorite film, like, of all films ever?
Oh, so, it's someone that knows me personally knows that this is a question I struggle with. And I was trying to think. If I have to pick a personal one, this is not by any means something you'd probably expect. Let me explain. So it's Love, Simon. The reason why, it's a funny, very colorful coming of age film. And why do I like? It was one of the first films that I watched in my teenage years that had presentation of what I am. And I have to say, that was one of the only. I kept on rewatching it for a few years. Like, I felt like I've seen it like 10 times because it made me a sense of belongingness. And at that point, I wasn't necessarily very aware of life or what I want to do, what's kind of the direction I'm going to take. You need presentation of what you are, or the cluelessness of yourself. So, and that's whenever someone's asked me that question, what's my favorite film, like, I only think of that one. Obviously there's a million other good ones, and we also watch films that kind of you watch them for the beauty, not just for the plot. Like, it's a combination of things. Some films are insanely beautiful, but maybe you don't relate to the story. But for me, the story is what matters in this case.
It's powerful with those films that kind of digs into your emotion and kind of angles you a direction in life. And
like, when you're an artist yourself, the best feedback that you can possibly get on any project is that when of course, when someone likes it, they give you good feedback. That's one thing. But that relatability, like, when they can relate to it, there is something about it that is you like, once you experience it, it just keeps you going. Like, I don't know, it is a feeling that you just can't it's just too good. It just feels so good, so amazing.
It must be powerful, like, helping to create that now.
It is.
And another question would be, for someone who's getting started in the film industry, maybe we can do the wider question of, like, maybe they're an actor, maybe they're a producer, maybe they're a videographer. What advice would you give them in general?
So, I do have to refer to a thing I said earlier. So first of all, you do have to find people that actually want to do things and want to sort of go forward, proceed. I'd say networking, but you have to kind of be smart with that. Don't, like, in the beginning, I think you can give your time a bit more freely, but you always have to have a purpose for why you're meeting everyone. How exactly? We live in the time and age of internet. that is actually an insane tool. Join Facebook groups. There's lots of networking apps that you can use for business purposes.
Love that. Yeah.
Obviously LinkedIn is also a good thing for filmmakers. Like if you don't feel completely comfortable just going out to someone or networking events, which like we're in London, they exist for like every day. There's something that you can do, but maybe not everyone feels so comfortable before they've done something.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to like structure it somehow, so you're taking steps. Also, if you are an artist but you don't really know where you belong, it's easier if you make your artistic profile or personality somehow different. Like when you go home and you don't necessarily think about film, then it's just you in your private life. But when you're working, maybe you can try and I think it's easier to push some qualities when you kind of think you're in the work mode. Like also it helps you because this is a passion job. Like no matter how you love your passions, you can also get overwhelmed by them. So that's why you need to understand to create a separation between these things, so you can also have some downtime. Like there's no one that can work 24/7, and that's not a healthy way. So also, as when you're just starting out, you want to do everything, but this is not the way to do it. Like you need your people, you need good people, and you need to know where to get them and how can someone bring value.
Yeah.
But as an artist, you kind of usually know, like you know when someone is good and when they are worth your time, and they can see it from you as well, if your intentions are real. I'd say just focus on things that you want to do. Also do think of business. If you don't really have a businessy mindset per se, maybe it's not something you've learned just yet. Find someone that has it, or just try and learn something on your own. There's so many resources for being a bit more business savvy. You do need to be a business person on top of an artist. No one can just be an artist alone unless you already have a team. Then please do focus on the art. But if you're working alone or in a very small team, you do need to understand some of the business bits as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of structure, kind of framework there that people don't think about, right? It's like networking, get on the platforms, get yourself shown digitally.
Exactly. And I mean, of course, we talk about virality all the time, and I do think it's good if you do have to have hooks in your content. You need to think, how can you turn a project that's about your passion, how can you also make it so that people that have that same passion can notice it? Like, you don't need to please everyone, and especially when you're starting out, it probably makes sense for you to focus on smaller demographics, smaller audiences first, and then once you're a bit more comfortable with, I guess, attention even, or just you know what you're doing a bit more, then you can have a more broad mindset.
Yeah.
But obviously, again, this is how I would approach it. Like, I think it worked in my case even before FilmLab. Like, I think that's essentially the reason why I'm here today. Even like, I tried establishing myself in what I did before, and it made sense for me to try and expand a little bit. And I took not a risk. I went to it was an option for me to do something like this, and I thought, of course I want to do it. Of course I also had doubt, but you know, that's again a very natural, normal feeling for you to have. Like, you can't just
It's not down to chance or luck in the end. Like, you have those options.
No. And I think in this, everyone wants to be seen as someone very powerful and someone that always has everything together, and of course we are that. But it's also okay if you kind of feel lost at times. You can't really make things unless you've experienced them. I do think so. Like, you have to. A bit of vulnerability is never gonna hurt. Yeah, because people do. And we are in a time where we are looking for authenticity.
Yeah,
and that's why we are going so much towards independent music, cinema, all this. Like, we are in a time where we want to give the credit to individuals. I do think that's the way how we're gonna go, and that comes with being authentic and just showing that, okay, we loved making this film, but also these were the things that we kind of struggle with. that's fine, because no project ever is gonna be just pure perfection from the start. You're gonna struggle with something.
Yeah, definitely. And moving away a little bit from humans,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on AI? Because I know you have a little AI division growing up in FilmLab, right?
Yeah.
And in the end, like, I don't think the film industry can ignore it much longer.
No, that's another business thing. Yeah, AI is a helpful tool. I don't think anyone denies it, even if they don't like it. But you have to be careful with it. I don't judge anyone for using it. Of course, I use it in non-film related things. I do have to say, but still, I do use it. Yeah, and it's a tool. I think if you're just using it to organize something or things that are already written, of course you should use it. Even why when you have ways to save your time, yes.
If it's administrative things,
yes,
things
but
that don't require that kind of soul and that emotion.
yeah, but coming up with idea, I do like to think, because that's how I see everything. You can just tell if a project has got a soul, if it's from even if the idea is yours and you used AI to kind of give it enhance it, give it a bit more depth. Sure, I'm sure most people can be fine with that, but I hope that acting and producing and directing, all of the jobs in the industry, editing, all that goes, like most of the work is essentially done after the shoot's over. I hope these things can be assisted, have AI assist them in ways that help them, not to erase anyone's job, because we need a human touch. Like we were making films for human, not for a computer. So of course that film should not be made by one.
Yeah. I saw this film come out. Can't remember the company who made it, but it's completely AI generated. It's like the first long film. It's over an hour. Any thoughts on that? It looks, to be fair, quite AI generated.
What made it look like AI? Like, was there something that really, obviously when we know it's that, but there's so many times when you see something so realistic and then you're like, oh, it's made with AI. That is so scary.
Yeah.
And I think we've in some of the other podcast episodes we've talked about AI, because whether if you're an influencer, you work on social media or in social media, or even as an actor, how can you benefit? Like there is a benefit from it, obviously, and it would be kind of ignorant even to not acknowledge that at this point. But yes, the full-on film, it actually reminds me of, like, I saw like Creator Awards. Like, I think this was it was not in the UK, somewhere else, and it was the first time they awarded they had a category for AI creators, and the person who was who was in the videos, all this was done by a man. A man that, like, imagine making content that is not going to show you, with information that might even be factually debatable, and you get an award for that. Like, I'm not questioning it per se. I understand there needs to be acknowledgement for these kind of projects as well, but I think most people would not be very happy with that. I was reading about the award, and lots were saying that this is an alarming direction of where we're going in terms of content creation. Like, someone that is, you can be whoever and make whatever content you like, and we've already noticed there can be lots of risks in that. I do think we have to be careful.
Yeah, especially now. I think Instagram started with these AI labels and then they removed them eventually.
It's interesting because I've seen the normal people post normal pictures.
Yeah.
And it's got the label. I'm like, like, which bit of this is true and what is not? Like, it looks so good, so real. Like, what is it just enhanced? Oh, what is it that they've done? Like, is it completely AI?
Yeah.
Like, how can you know? Maybe I'm not just educated enough on that.
Yeah. I feel like you guys are diversifying because there's obviously the a normal way of doing films, and that's kind of an art form that will always exist.
Yeah.
There will always be, even in 100 years, nerds who do it exactly like that.
Yes, exactly.
But then you also have kind of the AI division where you guys are starting to experiment. And I think that's probably the way to do it, like kind of diversify, see which direction the world goes, and kind of crack down on what works and what feels right as well.
There is space for everyone, and if someone feels more confident or content making something with AI, possibly using their ideas, but just having something or someone else display it, of course, I think there is a consumer for all sorts of content. And sometimes they overlap a bit more, sometimes a bit less. But yeah, of course, in the film industry, it's here to stay, of course.
Yeah.
From the initial idea to the final product, and even after that, we should all try and sell our films to AI so that it gets recommended, and I'm sure like the business is just like there will be so much more. Yeah, I do think so.
Okay, moving on to a completely different topic.
Okay, yes, love it.
So, again, more personal. I know you traveled to 76 countries, something around there.
70,
what is it?
Yes.
70, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's still probably 4 times more than me.
I mean, I took the time to do it. I that was one part of my life. Like I was really seeking experiences, to seeing. I'm from a small town.
In Finland.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was from whenever I knew that there's a big world out there, I was pushing my mom to go abroad. And then when he did, I was like, wow. But obviously, I've lived alone since a long time. I always had the option to do kind of what I wanted, which,
That's nice.
Yeah, it's I was talking about this with a friend of mine a few days ago, and like in a way, probably that's not the way how you should do it. But like when you've been independent from a really young age, you kind of the level of what you're used to, your tolerance, you constantly seek more. And yeah, I did like a full-on world tour
Awesome.
in my early 20s. Yeah.
Which is your favorite countries out of 70 countries?
This list does change a bit. I do love Australia. I do love Lebanon. Portugal. Argentina. Buenos Aires is one of my favorite cities.
All right.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Istanbul is always my second home.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's these places, they have the kind of the aspect of diversity. I like when I used to work in music more, and I had to write music.
Right.
And I think I'd say lots of the ideas that came to me were because I know something about the world and I want to know. And that's the reason why I went in the first place. And that's, I think, the impact that it has on my work throughout my career. Like, I don't think I give it enough credit because, again, you've done it, you move on. But I do think I would have to appreciate these experiences a bit more.
Yeah.
Like if you've been fortunate enough to see the world, I want to see like most of it.
Yeah, sorry, you're how old?
I'm 26.
Yeah, I've been to 70 countries.
Yeah.
That must be, at least a Finnish record.
Oh, I wish. I want to be the best. One day. Yeah.
Okay, love it. If you were to do film in a country that wasn't like the UK, because you've been to 70 countries, like which country would you want to explore for film? Maybe produce something there.
Well, the obvious choice is the US. That's a very different kind of market. I would say so. It's quite different.
Where in the US?
Yeah, sorry.
Where in the US? New York? LA?
Well, I think I'm a New York boy.
Yeah.
I love the climate of LA, but I don't think there is a better city in the world than New York for art.
Mm.
Someone that is from there can maybe contest that, but I think it's essentially about the diversity again. You'll find someone that can do one thing and someone that can do the other thing. In a city of that size and scale, you're just with endless options and opportunities. But I do also think I, for example, I love Australian TV. That's why I also said there's a sort of a cultural connection. Like, if you live in the UK, you kind of get what they're doing to some extent.
Yeah.
And I like their TV a lot, and I watch a lot of lots of their shows. And I do think the industry there, it is quite intimate in a sense that the thought of that is comforting. Again, I wouldn't really know how it's like, but based on the people I've talked with that are working there, you can kind of advance, not quickly, but you can take clear certain steps.
Yeah.
I would have to know if that is actually the case. But like even in London or in the UK, I think you really much have to know where to go. I would assume in the US the same. We have someone in the team that knows a bit more about the US than me.
Yeah.
So of course, again, that would be an advantage for us to go and explore that option. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe the next step.
Yeah, well, we have a film in the making that hopefully we get to do something in the US as well. Like it's our goal.
And about that film in the making,
yes.
I've seen this. I've seen sneak peeks of this on Instagram, like behind the scenes.
It's so fresh at the moment. Yes. We are kind of in the process of making a proof of concept. Yes. So the title now is Warhol Before the Wig.
Love it.
So the initial idea came to us like years ago, because I do have first of all, as an artist, he's just so celebrated, but there's not really a lot of content from this day and age that would maybe give him the praise.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we would like to do, and then also the similarity that I have with him does also play a part in it. If I get
let me stop you there. Like Andy Warhol, like if you Google like young Andy Warhol, and you put that next to like a picture of you from set wearing the makeup and everything, it's like strikingly similar.
And that's
was this planned? Like, because you're obviously the co-founder of the company. It's like,
well, let's say the people that are working on this, they all have a lot of faith in it, and they the aspect of him having been a real person, a real artist that we all in our private lives respect, but now getting to take that and make something more out of it. It's not going to be about him. It's not going to be a biographic work. No, it's not going to be a biopic.
Okay.
But
it's about young Andy Warhol.
Let's say it's going to be inspired by it. Like we're maybe creating an alternative universe where he could have existed. But at the same time, if there's something that another fan of him would maybe relate to, we can... that could be quite fun.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to make a film that is about him per se. Definitely inspired. Yes, I do admit. And that is, we have the proof of concept done soon, and of course it should be our first feature. We have had discussions about that, but we'll see. Of course, there's tons of projects that we want to do. Everything, we're in a very inspirational time right now. We have to see which one we ultimately end up with. But yeah, it would be so fun. I do love portraying him.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the hardest thing about like portraying Andy? I know it's not finished yet, right?
Yeah.
You have a few recording days left.
The hardest thing obviously is to kind of understand the difference between being inspired or trying to be him. The latter is not something I'm trying to do, but obviously at the same time, when you try and find inspiration, you have to establish like, okay, maybe I can try that thing. You don't want to be too much like him, because again, we're not trying to copy anything. We want to create something
in its own
new.
universe.
Yeah, but of course at the same time we do need some inspiration. Some of the scenes that you're gonna see you probably have heard of them in some other context, but we're making it our way. That's how we do it. Yeah. So I'd say that's the trickiest bit. Probably anyone that has played is doing a character that used to be a real person. Like, you either be hated for it, or you'll be loved for it. That's kind of that's probably, it's a bit scary as a thought. Like, if someone would think of you portraying a character like that, and then they think you're not doing the work well enough.
Yeah.
That would I would like to think that's a fear of any actor, because you're thinking you're doing, you're praising the one you're kind of taking the inspiration from, not trying to copy anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, if you Google Andy Warhol and you think it looks like Jirko, drop a comment below.
Yes, I want to hear. I want to see.
I'm super excited for it to be released. When can we expect it?
Well, let's say the proof of concept, we are in the works of filming. Yeah, we do have some bits remaining. The timeline, I wouldn't want to say anything too certain, but it will have to come out eventually, because it is how we're gonna try and take this business forward as well. We are trying to like think what would make the most sense, what serves a creative purpose in terms of our near future, and that is what we've been thinking of so far. Yeah. So soon, hopefully, obviously, we'll make a lot of noise about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. How long does it usually take? Like, I know the short films are maybe around 20 minutes, something like that.
The proof of concept will probably be around 10 to 15, depending on a bit on how we make the cut. If it's a feature, obviously, it's got to be at least hour 30, at least. Hopefully even more. But like I said, making films takes a lot of time. It's a commitment. Filming, even a short film, can take months, depending on your crew and what are the steps that you kind of have to take. Maybe you need something that doesn't exist at that point. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it can take a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I really looking forward. Okay, some other questions that are more personal.
Okay.
When do you feel the most alive? It's hard questions, I know.
When do I feel the most alive? I think I have to say, in terms of when you ask me about the traveling, I think I can quite easily seek comfort. But when I feel the most alive, obviously when I'm not in that zone. I think that would be quite a standard answer. Like, when you go, I do try and constantly do things. Like, even, I have to say, even when we started the podcast and when I got in front of a camera for the first time, I was just terrified. But whenever I do it, I do feel probably the most alive. Yeah, because it's the sense of kind of controlling yourself and like trying to bring the best out of the situation. Like, it's just everything that your body is going through in that moment, and then the result, like getting to see kind of like when the end result is pleasing to others. Yeah. But like in my more personal life, I'm a very happy boy generally. If I'm sad, it's just because I love melancholy. Like, I am Finnish, yes. I like I think as an artist you have to kind of be sad as well. But the most alive, no, when I ride a roller coaster. I love roller coasters.
Love it. Okay.
Any adrenaline related activity, yes.
Love it. And what would 15-year-old Jirko say about Jirko today?
I don't think he would recognize who I am.
Yeah.
I everyone is obviously so different from the teenage years.
Yeah.
But I am just, when I look at pictures and when I think of myself during that time, I mean, I was insanely shy. Doing something like this would not. I could not. Like, I would not be able to talk the way I do today.
What advice would you give him?
Honestly, time and practice. Yeah. You have to find the topics that you want to talk about, and you have to get yourself to a level where you trust yourself enough. But also essentially exposure. I do think so. Like when I started acting, I had only done some music videos, but I always had creative control fully. But when you're in a film of someone else, you're controlled. You're not as free to do what you want.
Yeah.
Probably in a sense that helped me become a bit more confident. And also, I have always been. If there's one thing, I developed a skill of being able to talk a lot and well.
Yeah.
I do think that's something that you can practice. There's lots of people that they're there to help you to be more articulate, saying the things that you want. Like for me, also mannerisms. Like when I talk, how I do things helps me push the thoughts out. Yeah. You have to kind of learn how to be a speaker and to talk in events, being in front of a camera.
Yeah. That's really good for
Sometimes,
networking, and it just snowballs, right? If you're a good speaker.
Like sometimes you just don't know how to interact with people. I think that was me 10 years ago. Like I would just I could not even think that the things I do in this time in this day and age. Yeah, and I'm so happy for that. Honestly, I feel insanely blessed.
Yeah.
That's probably another thing that would make me feel alive.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I would just ask, if your life was a movie, who do you think would play you best if it was an actor of all actors?
Do I know any actors? Let me think.
Or who would you think may play you worse?
Oh, they gotta be someone quirky and fun in real life.
Yeah.
I think I'm too unique.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Awesome.
I don't know any names. I have to say, I can't think of anyone that I would. I get compared to some actors, but it's more the appearance. I wouldn't know if they would necessarily be good in terms of playing what I am, but in terms of the looks, yeah. But I don't remember the name of him now. Yeah.
And if your life was a movie, what would the name be?
It already is. I feel like I live in a movie every day.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah. What would the name be?
Yeah. I'm hitting you with all the hard questions in the end here.
I like I said, I love writing. I write a lot in my notes sometimes, and sometimes I take a good pen and paper. Like that's I have like a million ideas for that. I would probably say Not So Lonely, though. Something like that. Not So Lonely. I think that would be a good, because
Wow, yeah.
When you work in an industry where you have to kind of constantly, I mean, you have to sell yourself in a sense, and also what you are as a person. Sometimes that can make you feel quite lonely, and I did struggle with that. Obviously, I moved to London to essentially be an artist. That was a thought that I have sort of carried with me throughout the years, and that's what I mean. What I said earlier. So, this like you might want to portray yourself in a very in a powerful setting, but ultimately, some of the best things come from your insecurities or you being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So yeah, my movie would be about that. Like if my life was a film, it would be about that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
And where do you see yourself and FILMLAB in 5 years?
Hollywood. All famous and rich. No. We're doing the exact same thing. We're making projects that hopefully inspire others the way they inspire us. We are obviously a lot more advanced. We probably have much bigger of a crew. We've done probably by then at least a few features. We're all hopefully both in our personal and business lives just thriving. That's what we're going. That's what we're doing. already, so I see no reason why it wouldn't be that way. We're gonna stand out even more.
Love it.
Yeah, it's a push.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, we've been talking about the film festival, so we really do want to see whoever thinks that they are ready to showcase their films. We have a lot of faith in this festival. We've had so many great submissions already, and we want to make it a great experience for everyone. We're hosting it in London. If there's especially local filmmakers, we will try and give that space to them as well. We will try and gather people from all around the world. Like, if there is anyone that is feeling inspired to submit their films, please do. We are here to get to know other filmmakers more than anything else. And the awards and all these are secondary to that, in the sense that we are a collaborative company. That's what we are from our heart. Yeah.
Love it. Well, Jirko, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was so fun. Oh my gosh, I love being interviewed.
Yeah, maybe we'll do this swap again someday.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. You're great.
Thank you.